go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Miss Charline, and welcome to Lunch with the Finance Bunch. How you doing over there?
And I'm God's gift, Matthew. How are we doing, world?
This part of the world is doing absolutely wonderful. Of course.
Especially, I already know because you already got your little care package that you already stated you're not going to share. So what kind of goodies do you have so we can introduce our guests?
None of your business, but we can introduce the guests anyway because I'm excited that they're here. We have John and Kyra Moore.
What's going on,
right?
guys?
And Kyrah, Shea, Medleys. And they have hair products for natural hair. And they have skin products and scrubs, all kind of stuff.
We got to give them a clap because you've been glowing since they walked in the building.
Yeah, because I'm loving this, because you guys started, you are a small business.
Yes.
And you're growing rapidly. Right. And you have wonderful products for our hair and skin. And the reason I'm so excited, number one, is because the first time around when we were doing natural hair, we didn't have the products to support the hair that we had. Mm-hmm. So it was awful. Like we were experimenting with all kinds of stuff.
Right.
And depending on what you experimented with, decided whether you had hair the next day or not. And maybe what color it was,
so
the
true.
Texture, all of that, right?
Right.
True.
And
true.
so now in these, stop laughing at me, Matthew.
I'm just laughing because that seems like a project that you need to start on Friday. That way, if it's all bad, you
No,
have
for
until
real.
Monday to figure it out.
Right.
Well, yeah, and you start like Friday, like if we were in high school, so you started Friday right after school
Right.
and tried to get it right by Saturday morning if you were going out Saturday night, because if not, it was a catastrophe.
All bad.
All bad, and there was no mercy, right? So and it wasn't any like YouTube or anything to tell you a quick fix. Everything was by telephone, and girl, I feel bad for you.
Right.
Well, at least you didn't have a bad hair day go viral.
That's very true too.
Really.
So our listeners don't know you. Some of them might because of your products, but they don't know you. So I'd like you to tell us just a little bit about yourself and what made you get started.
Sure. Well, I'll get started. I want to say hi, everyone. Thank you so much again for having us here.
Of course.
My name is Kyra, again, Kyra Nicole, or whatever you want to call me. Some people call me the butter lady.
I like that.
And this is my partner, John.
What's going on, guys?
We started, I guess I can give you like the background
Yes.
story.
How did you get
So
started?
I was actually a student at UCLA, taking up African American studies, first time me learning about my history. Did like a little double major in political science and labor and workplace studies as well. And around that time, this is like maybe a year before Chris Rock's hair video movie came out.
Yes.
Because everyone was like, you went natural because of that. I'm like, no, I didn't. I went natural a year before.
Say no to the creamy crack.
Right.
Say no. Oh my goodness, say no. But it was literally me wanting to know more about my culture and our people. So I started kind of like Googling like, what do African women use in their hair and what do African women use in their skin? And at the time, I went searching in the surrounding area, which is Westwood. Everyone who knows Westwood know that it's no black people there.
Yeah, that's
It is
true.
all white and all Asian. So I should have kind of known, but at the time I didn't have a car. I was still a student,
Right.
And I was walking and catching the bus to 3 beauty supplies to be rejected by all of them. Just simply asking for a moisturizer for my hair. And one particular experience I will never forget is when the representative offered me gel or mousse. And I was like, lady, like I didn't ask for that. I asked for a moisturizer, but you can't be the stereotypical black woman, angry black woman. So I was like, it's fine. I'm not gonna get upset.
Right.
I'm going to go home. I'm gonna figure this out, but I don't want to catch a 3-hour bus ride home to find products all the time. So
Right.
you know what? I'm creative. I can make it myself. And John, he's actually my boyfriend. And he's super motivating and encouraging.
He's like, go for it, baby. Make some stuff that's going to work
what's
for your
up.
hair.
We all need that. We need that
He
ultimate
literally
support
said
system.
that. And would even try the products, because some people were like, nah, I'm not about to try
Yeah,
whatever
no.
you're experimenting with.
Yeah.
But he tried it and was super supportive. So it started just as me fulfilling my own needs. A lot of my family and friends got a hold of it. They loved it. And it literally turned into, Kyra, you need to start a business. Kyra, you need to start a business. I'm just like, no, I'm not. I don't have business experience. You know, we're first generation college students, graduates, and
Right.
business owners.
Right.
We don't have any experience. No, we didn't have any resources or networks or, anybody can really guide us where we needed to go. So I was afraid. I didn't want to start a business.
Right.
I wasn't a business major, but John was like, nah, like you have something really good here and you should go for it.
And you know what, quite frankly, that was one of the reasons I was so excited about having you on the show, because you didn't come from that formal business background, and it was from a space of necessity, and you figured it out.
Right.
Right? Because there's so many people that are at home sitting on their couch and they have these great ideas. They have these home remedies that actually work.
Right.
And because they hear the word business or being an entrepreneur, it scares them.
Yeah.
And
Super
so they're
scary.
like, no, I don't have a business degree. I don't have this and that. Let me go get and although, sometimes trial and error could cripple a business, also trial and error can enhance a business.
Right.
Yeah.
And so,
Right.
and there's no real excuse except to just jump out there. Don't leave your day job if you have one. I'm not saying that.
Right,
but I'm
please.
saying to jump out there with your idea and start exploring what you can do, because someone needs it.
Right.
If you thought of it and you need it, there's someone out there who needs it also.
Right.
Absolutely.
So I'm always
Sure.
excited when I have, young entrepreneurs who are doing their thing and making their little dent in the universe. I get excited.
Especially because we say on the show all the time, a lot of times, especially if you're just starting off and you're going into unfamiliar territory, you just feel your way to success.
Yeah.
Because along the way, you'll learn so many different jewels to pick up to prepare you for that next step.
So true.
Right.
You know?
True.
Right.
Now, so you were a student. You had your cheerleading squad over here going, go, baby, go.
Yep.
John is clutch, ladies and gentlemen.
Go, baby, go. Make this work for you. I love that. So then what did you do exactly? Let me start back. Where are you from exactly? Where are you from?
So we're both from South Central LA.
Okay.
Yep. I was born in Watts. So she was
Okay.
born in Athens.
I'm Athens. I'm literally right in between Gardena and Inglewood.
Yes.
Yeah.
know
I
that
went to
area.
Washington Preparatory High School for any haters out there.
woo.
Just
Shouts out.
prep, just putting it
We
out
here
there.
now.
So one of my questions was how were you prepared for this, line of entrepreneurship? And basically you weren't.
No.
Not at all.
Right?
Not at
So
all.
now, what was the first step? So you had this great idea. You had someone who was encouraging you. And that's not normally the case. So I
Right.
want to say shout out to you for being that encouraging voice saying, go for it.
Absolutely.
Because usually in a
It's
lot
the
of
opposite.
cases, it's the
Right.
exact opposite. No.
For
You got
sure.
a degree coming, go get a job.
Yeah.
Right.
We're going to be
Right.
fine with you in this job.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Let's look in the however you find a job these days, right?
Right.
Real.
And
Do it for
find you a
30, 40
job.
years, retire, call it a day.
So true.
Call it a day.
So true.
Right? But that wasn't the case. So shout out to you too, John, for being that
thank you.
encouraging voice. So now you got the voice behind you and you're scared. So what do you do? What do you do first?
So, for me, it was literally utilizing what I had in front of me, and that was UCLA.
Okay.
UCLA is a research institution. If it teaches you anything at all, is how to research. So that's literally what I did. Went straight to Google, went to the library, started picking up these ingredient books and, trying to learn a little bit more. I did have a little bit of a experience in creating my own products. My mom was a cake decorator.
Okay.
So you'll notice I call them buttercreams. The same way I
Yes.
make buttercream icing is the same way I make this. And then my grandmother, she had the biggest garden, fruit, vegetable, rose garden, just everything. So I learned a little bit about aloe vera juice and witch hazel and many of the ingredients that you'll find in there from my grandparents as well. So we kind of had a little bit of knowledge. It just wasn't sure of how to do the business side.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
I guess I would say that's where John came in the most with you want to talk about your experience with Chase. And,
Yeah, sure. So
Okay.
when Kyra started the business, I was actually working at Chase Bank. So it'd be times where I needed something for my hair before I went to work, and I would
Right.
use it, and customers would kind of be like, "Oh my god, what is that?"
You
Right.
smell good.
Right.
It smells so
You
good,
smell
right?
And I was like, "Oh, okay." After the fourth customer, I'm like, "All right, well maybe."
Like,
we got
shout out to
something
my
here."
girlfriend.
For saving the day. Oh, you don't even understand. So one of the things you were talking about being scared to start a business, it was one thing I always told Kyra that I noticed is that the people who always came into the bank, my customers or my clients who had the biggest smiles,
Yeah.
the most freedom, you ask them, what do you do? Where do you work at? And they're like, oh, I work for myself.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, okay, I see what's going on there. So I kind of wanted to usher ourselves into that line of work, just being in charge of your destiny, quote unquote,
Right.
or whatever
Absolutely.
it may be. So I think that's kind of what I was able to take my finance work with Chase, and then also doing a little bit of marketing for the actual bank that I was at.
Okay.
And it kind of applied to Kyra, Shea, Medleys. So
Wow.
He does all of our marketing, social media. He's little guru over here. He tries to play it down, but no, he's really good.
Okay, so that's why when I complimented the Instagram, he was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, because that too. I'm completely out of order in questioning, but I don't care. Getting to the Instagram, what I love about your Instagram is that you have picture left, picture right, and then down the center are all these inspirational, thought-provoking quotes and questions. And for me, that's completely entertaining. And then to see all the beautiful photos around it, it just makes it even more inviting. So I'll probably be stalking you on Instagram. But Matthew told me how to have Instagram etiquette, like not to go back way too far and start.
Check you out. You've been taking notes.
Yeah, because I don't want to offend anybody. I go back 2 years and start hitting like, and you
Exactly.
think I'm some kind
So
of
check you
nut or
guys'
creep.
page at the end of this. You might have like 40 likes from 2 years ago.
Because I didn't know before that you're not supposed to do that. They're like, no, the most recent ones like those, and the rest just look at them. Don't touch anything. So I've learned that. Good student on that.
Absolutely.
So now you have your business. Now you got to get packaging, and you have to get like logos and oh my.
Right.
Okay, so how did that part go?
Again, Google.
Okay.
Looking for jars that we can go into. I love, and it's so funny that when I chose these jars, it was literally just because of the color, the amber. I was like, ooh, this is a pretty brown. But I had some friends who were in chemistry. She was actually getting her PhD at UC Irvine at the time in chemistry. And she was just like, Kyra, why'd you choose that jar? I was like, because it was pretty. She was like, well, you did a great job in choosing it because it actually helps to preserve the product. That's right. Dark amber protects the product from the sun and for heating. And I was like, oh, okay, well, look at me just picking something randomly, and it ended up working out really well.
Because I thought you were a genius for that. So I was like, wow, she really knows her stuff.
But had you seen our packaging at first, oh my goodness, we were printing on like random shipping paper labels that were not waterproof or weatherproof. Our first logo was drawn on construction paper with color pencil, and then I cropped it in paint, if everybody knows what that is, on Windows computers. Like that was literally our logo. It was horrible.
Oh my god.
But that's how you start.
That's how you start.
Get yourself out there. I think I designed the labels in like Microsoft PowerPoint or something. Like it wasn't even like Photoshop or nothing. Like we were the amateur of the amateur, but people still support it.
Of course, because if you have a good product, no matter what the packaging looks like, if you can get the person to open the bottle and try what's in it and smell it, touch it, feel it, you're home free. Right. Now, do you have a large referral base that is just organic, like people telling people about your products too?
Right. So I would say that was one of the biggest ways that we were able to grow our social media and our mailing list was literally through organic, no purchasing bots and all that other stuff that they do today. We wanted to really reach people. So, we started doing some events, vending in person.
Right.
LA Curly Girls is one of those groups that I would shout out all the time because they took us when we were literally babies, rookies, and started supporting our products, doing YouTube interviews and just different things like
different
that.
Things. Wow,
so just getting it out there.
Yeah,
that's dope. Now, when you guys finally got the product and started doing the packaging for like the first test run, did you guys do a like a launch party or anything for it?
Yes.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
You want to talk?
Yeah. Well, we actually a friend of ours owned a shop in Inglewood, so we actually asked him like, "Hey, can we just take over the shop for a day or so?" And he was like, "Yeah, for sure. Okay, cool." So we had everybody come out. We had the step and repeat, everybody taking pictures and photos, and we had all our products lined up. So we basically made it like a KSM shop. We had people doing free hair, hairstylists, massages, everything.
So it was a party.
For sure.
Wow. So now when we come back, I want to talk not just about how you got started, but how you transitioned to the success that you are acquiring right now.
Y'all professionals now.
Ooh, y'all professionals. So I'm Charline, and that's
God's gift. Get it right, Char.
Oh, whatever. And we're on Dash Talk Radio, and we are Lunch with the Finance Bunch, and we'll be right back. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Charline, and we are back on Lunch with the Finance Bunch. And today, Matthew and I have in the studio John and Kyra. And Kyra and John are the owners of Kyra, Shea, Medleys.
Hey.
And these products are for natural hair and skin. And we're learning about their journey to success. And so in this part, we want to talk about like that middle road, you know? So Matt, you had a question that I found intriguing. So do you want to ask your question?
Actually, I just thought of a question in my head that I thought was really good. When you got a chance to watch the movie Good Hair, what signals did it give you that you wanted to, as far as like stay away from or incorporate into products for your hair care line?
That was a good question.
That's a great question. So the main thing around Good Hair was that our hair was bad. That our super curly, kinky, if anyone who have seen my hair, I have very 4C texture, very tight, coily curls, and that our hair was not good enough. And that to do anything with our hair, you got to have the creamy crack, the relaxer, whatever it's going to straighten your hair or loosen your curl pattern. I wanted to do the complete opposite. Our products and what we say today is that we seek to empower women of color to embrace their natural curls and love their skin.
Yes.
So to be you as you, and then to create a product line that would match that. So all natural ingredients, no chemicals, no parabens, no artificial colors, no sulfates, no phthalates, no anything that you cannot pronounce in our ingredient list. Like we only wanted to do the most wholesome, pure ingredients in everything that we create for both your hair and your skin. And that's the key to what we do, making a multi-purpose product, because we're so used to having, you know, a face cream and a body lotion and a foot cream and then something specifically for your elbows and something for your lips. And then you have 20 other products for your hair. So we're tricked into thinking that we got to have all of this stuff, you know, just to do something simple for our body, which is to moisturize it. No, you need simple. Cleanse it, moisturize it, exfoliate every once in a while if you have like dead skin areas. And then that's it. You know, you don't need the extra. So we decided that we wanted to streamline our products specifically to what people need.
That makes total sense, because that's like me, the difference between me and a boutique and in a department store. In a department store, there's way too many options. I shut down and leave the building.
It's a no for me, dog.
It's a no for me. But in a boutique, I get to focus in on what I really like and really want, and then mix and match, right? And I can come out with 10 outfits that are from 3 different pieces versus 10 pieces and it being one outfit.
Exactly.
So I got, did that make sense?
That is
okay, so
because then you can constantly interchange them.
Exactly. And make it simple. Make it simple. So now, with that being said, you have a product line, and I remember you said something about flowers, and I saw there was a flower thing that you have that's in your rose waters. And so I really want to know what that is and how that works, because I was intrigued by the name.
So remember, I was saying my grandmother had the hugest rose garden. So
shouts out to your grandma, by the way. We love you.
Rest in peace, Granny. I love you. She was the one who kind of taught me how to make different things out of roses. You know, people have used roses in cooking.
Yes.
Especially within the Indian cultures. You can use it as potpourri. You can use it literally right directly into your bathtubs. Like, roses have a lot of great healing properties to it. So we wanted to create our all natural rose water, which is literally distilled roses. It's the most simplest natural, you know, ingredient that you can do. So it's one ingredient, distilled roses. That's it. And it's really good. You can use it as a toner. Some women use it as like a pre-makeup moisturizer or a makeup setter. And it's really good for helping to balance your pH in your skin. So, and your hair as well. So I love it, even just like for me as a pre-moisturizer to my hair, or like a refreshing spritzer throughout the day. It works really well.
Yeah, and now you have another product that I told you, it just sounded so delicious. And that is this vanilla hair butter.
Yes.
That sounds like something that you should eat. It sounds so delicious. I was like, okay, what is this vanilla hair butter?
So this was actually our original buttercream, was the first of our line. It has an avocado and vanilla base.
Yeah,
and people have eaten it.
Yes.
We've had a customer literally stick her tongue in a jar in front of us before, and we're just like, did you do that to get a free product? She was like, yeah, did it work? I was like, yeah, you can have it. But she was like, really, no, I couldn't help myself. I had to try it because it smelled so good. I'm like, thank you. But no, we wanted to, avocado is one of those ingredients that is just like, it's everything. It's great for the inside of your body. body, and it's great for the outside of your body. It has all the essential fatty acids. It's super penetrating moisture.
Yes.
It's super good. So that was one of the first ingredients that I played around with, in addition to shea butter, which is that everything ingredient.
could
Like
have shea
literally,
butter,
they cook
yeah.
with it in Africa as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, and you'll start to notice the pattern. All of the ingredients that she put on there are ingredients that we can also eat.
Yeah.
Not telling you
Right.
to eat the product.
Please don't.
It says on the jar,
Do
not
not
for
eat it.
internal use.
Right.
But we do go for products that you do also eat, because what these products do for the inside of your body will do for the outside.
Well, that's the other interesting thing that I love about your products, because it's rare that you have a product that is natural. And what people don't realize, and it's something that I talk about extensively, is that your skin is your largest organ.
Yeah.
And your hair and
And
your
your-
nails are derivatives.
And your hair and nails are derivative of that. Not only that, but whatever you put on your skin goes directly into your
Your-
bloodstream.
Exactly.
There is no barrier.
Exactly.
Nope.
So if you blow it and put the wrong thing on your skin, guess where it winds up? In your bloodstream. That's why
Right.
people have such an allergic reaction
Right.
to certain things, or they'll say, I have sensitive skin. Yes, it's sensitive to all the chemicals that you're
Exactly.
putting on it.
Absolutely.
Right? So so this for me was like it's a part of, what I do too. So to have you come on and specifically talk about products that could cater to a demographic who has been ignored,
Right.
right? Made perfect sense to me. And with that being said, are your products, is there any difference between hair care products for non people of color, like Caucasians' hair and skin, and for more people of color's hair and skin? Is there a difference? You know what I'm saying? Or can everyone use the same products?
Right. Me personally, I think that everyone can use the same products, but the only difference would be what is your intention in this product and your
Right.
use for it. Our
Okay.
hair, for
Gotcha.
example, is different.
Yes.
You have what they call the hair category. So you have your twos, which is like more straighter, and then starting to get to these wavier patterns as you go up to the threes, and then the four, like what you see with me, is super tight curls.
Right.
So our hair does still have different needs. Like
Yes.
sometimes a curlier, tighter texture needs more moisture. Some people have oily hair. It's kind of like our skin. We have what you call sensitive skin, oily skin, dry skin combination. You have different needs. Some people do have eczema, so they have a different need. They need more moisture. They need something that's going to help to exfoliate the dead skin, because they have a extra
Abundance of
amount
it, yeah.
of exactly. So it's still different in a sense that it's what you are looking to do with the product. What
Okay.
are you what does your hair need? What does your skin need? And that's where you figure out what ingredients do you go for. And that's kind of how we started. John, actually, if you want to kind of talk about how we named the products.
That was my next question.
Yeah, that was actually John too,
Yeah.
marketing man over here.
Well, basically, I remember we were actually inside of a Jamba Juice.
Right.
And we were actually looking at how they were making their ingredients, and they would always have 3 stations. So the first 2 would always do the same thing, kind of set the base.
Right.
And then the last one would be the differentiator, and they'd put maybe like the mango or whatever, different things like that in there. So we're like, okay, well, let's see if we can follow that model. We can have our 10 essential ingredients, which will always be inside each and every jar.
Yes.
And then our very last one be the one that differentiated away from it. And then we started to come with strength plus emollient with like our mango. So we take like the properties or the strong points of each one and go ahead and give them a different name and color coordinate them as well.
Okay.
So that was kind of the way we ended up coming up with the names for different jars and things like that.
That's what's up. John is smart as hell. He's really out here doing his research. I'm like,
Right.
oh,
Right? I'm like over here
genius.
shaking my head going, oh, that makes total sense.
Exactly.
When I go in Jamba Juice, I just want one of their bowls. I don't know to look for something else. So to even notice that, I was like,
Right.
okay.
No, it's
wow.
weird. Like once you start getting into business, like you
Yeah.
can't look at anything
Anything
the
the same.
same
That's very
anymore.
true.
It all
That's very
does.
Like,
true.
oh my
Sure.
goodness, like it's advertising all in your face every day. It's
That's
just like,
right.
Lord, just let me live one day. You know, like, I don't want to think business mode right now.
No,
Like,
but it's true.
everywhere.
Everything will trigger it. Even like I could be reading a book about an apple and get business concepts from
Right.
it. You know,
Right,
it's like,
right.
oh, well, this is the order that things should go in. And people are looking at you like what?
what?
That's a book about apples, right?
know.
You just unlocked the cheat code, Shea.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So that's another thing I wanted to ask you is there a certain mindset? Now, are either one of you have had 9-to-5 jobs? You have, I know,
Yes.
because you were at a bank. What about you? Have
Yes.
you? Okay, so and you know the mindset of someone who works at a 9-to-5 job. Do you find yourself being more of an entrepreneurial mind or more of a 9-to-5 kind of mind that has a business?
To be honest, you kind of have to shift away from your 9-to-5 because it's so set in front of you. Like, do this, operate this, you'll get paid here.
Right.
Right.
Owning your own business, it all falls on you.
Yes.
So you take your work ethic, I would think, but even then, people who work 9-to-5s, the misconception is that you own your business so things would be easier, less hours, more freedom.
Nope.
It's like, no, you go from working 9-to-5 from like 6
9
to
to
2
9.
a.m. Yeah,
Yes,
Right,
2
exactly.
It
a.m.
totally shifts. It totally
Yes.
shifts. So it's really about getting yourself in the mode of everything starts and stops with me. If I don't move, today doesn't move.
Yes.
Period. I could go to Chase and fall asleep on the ground and I do nothing. That company's going to be just fine. But if I do that with Kyra, Shea, Medleys, hey, we suffer
die.
that day. Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely going to suffer that day.
Yeah,
and I
so
think
Kyra's
that's
gonna be
the-
looking at you like,
Exactly.
Excuse you.
yeah.
Forgot to post today.
So there has to be a mind shift.
Right.
For sure.
Definitely, right? So I wanted the listeners to know that too. When you're taking on a project like owning your own business, there has to be a mind shift. And in being able to have that mind shift, it happens in stages. So if you are on a 9-to-5 job and you do have a brilliant idea about a business or even a passion for something that you want to do, take the steps.
Yeah.
Right.
Take the steps. Set yourself up correctly so that when you do take that step across, if you ever do, into being your own boss and owning your own business, you're fully equipped and ready for it.
Right.
So I think that's the advantage that someone who has a 9-to-5 job has, that maybe someone who's just jumping into business doesn't have, is the cushion of the paycheck.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And it can be the golden handcuffs too, but it does afford you that luxury of not having to be so worried about how the rent is going to be paid
Right.
over the months that you're developing your business versus someone who has the money for the pay, for the rent.
Right.
But the downfall of that is that you're required to be somewhere for a set number of hours, so
Yes.
you don't have that time to spend on making your business better.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So there's pros and cons on both sides of it. So I wanted to point that out because I think sometimes people only look at it from one side.
One side. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you can definitely do both. Shout out, there
Definitely.
are some powerful entrepreneurs out here who are literally holding down a 9-to-5 and a full-time business and have kids.
And
you know
have
what I'm saying?
kids.
Like
That's right.
they are out there and they're doing their thing, and it's definitely possible. But just
Mm-hmm.
you know, like she's saying, just understand that it's not just one or the
Or the
other.
other. Yeah, it's a
there's-
dance.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a dance.
And please, like John was saying, remember to take the skills with you.
Yes.
Take that work ethic, take whatever research you learned, everything that you're doing has a purpose to it.
That's
Even
right.
that employee handbook that nobody read,
That's right.
that has an extreme purpose. HR is key when it comes to
That's
business,
right.
but we don't
Absolutely.
think that way because as John said, all you think is, oh, I'm just going in, I'm going to do what they told me to do.
That's right.
I get paid and then I go home.
That's
but it's
right.
like, no, that is a business.
That's a
you know?
Absolutely.
So if you want to start a business, you have to think the way they thought.
And honor other people's businesses while you're there. Like, if you got hired to do something and they're paying you to do it, do it.
Absolutely.
Or go do something
Very
else.
key.
You know, don't be disrespectful and dishonor where you are. That's
Right.
giving you the ability to get to where you want to be.
Right.
Honor that owner, honor what they've given you, and work with it. And if it's not something that you feel that you can do, move on.
Move on.
Right?
Absolutely. Okay. My next question that I wanted to talk about was, okay, so you guys had an idea, followed up with the idea, created the products, had the launch party, had success. You're gaining clientele. It's growing, growing, growing. Now, what's the next step when it comes into the commercial aspect of walking into a Target to do business and getting your products in a store?
Oh, yeah, because they have their products in stores. They just did a deal. I don't know if I can say it. I'll ask at the break. But they got a lot going on.
Yes.
So, yeah, let's talk about that. How did you get to Target?
Shout out to Target, by the way, aka Target.
Yeah.
Fancy out
And you may
there.
want to talk about Good Morning America before
Oh yeah,
Target.
so we actually before we did Target, our big what you call break, I would say,
Yes.
came from Good Morning America. We were sitting around a table, and it was a normal business day. We were doing fairly okay, but we were kind of questioning ourselves, like, is this the right thing to do?
Right.
Yeah.
Different things like that. And Kyra was in the kitchen, and she was getting ready to start making buttercream. And I'm on the computer trying to figure out, okay, what can I do for marketing? Let's get this out here. Da, 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 da.
Right.
So all of a sudden, we see a tweet from Damon John from Shark Tank, and he's like, if anybody wants their business made over, tweet us in such and such words why we should go ahead and choose you. Must live in New York. Now, of course, we live in LA, but I can't let that
Stop you.
Right,
Yeah,
you're
no
about
to live in New
boundaries.
York today.
In 6 hours, I can be in New York.
Exactly. So we let out a tweet, but my mindset, instead of letting out one tweet, let's let out 5 tweets. Try to
Okay.
give ourselves a little bit of space. And then also, if they go ahead and let some out on Twitter, they're going to cross-platform it. So I'm like, okay, well, let's jump to Facebook and see if they did it. So they did. So we sent them something on Facebook. I'm like, let's go to whatever else maybe.
Instagram.
Instagram.
Let's do something on Instagram, right? So we kind of sent in videos, and Kyra's like, what do we do? I'm like, Kyra, just stand on the wall.
I
I'm
know.
going to record you
I've
right
been
now.
like, I have a spatula in my hand. I'm like, what is going on right now?
I'm just like, it's all
And
good.
I'm camera shy, so I didn't want to be on the video, but he made me.
But you know what? But even that alludes to, and you'll see it a lot of times during our story about the power of being willing over ready.
That's right.
So that's always been the case for us. So
Yes.
we went ahead and reached out to him, and surprisingly, like hours went past and hear nothing. They ended up calling us back, and actually, Kyra.
Nice.
I accidentally, when I went, I had a Metro PCS phone, y'all. Just putting that out there first.
They held us down for a long
It was
time.
horrible. They called us, I missed a call. They left a voicemail. I went to listen to the voicemail. My cheek deleted it. I don't know what happened.
Oh my
I put it to
gosh.
it just deleted.
Oh, no.
So we panicked. I cried. I was like, I just ruined a great opportunity.
Oh
But we're
my
just
gosh.
like, no. We can't let that stop us.
Right.
So we literally went on to abc.com and found every single email that was
Number,
on there. It
everything.
didn't matter who it was. We found all of them and we reached out to every single one of them.
Oh,
So it was
wow.
like, please call us back. We accidentally deleted the voicemail. We still want to come on the show. And then
Right.
the next morning, I think
Next
it was
morning they
like
called.
6 a.m. or 7 a.m., they called us back. And we're just like, thank you, God.
But we said that night, literally before we went to bed,
Prayed.
just we prayed, and then you say, it was for
Prayer
you.
is
It's
powerful.
For you.
Yes.
Period. I mean, if it's for you, literally, it's literally for you, and that's all you can do. Just work your hardest, and hopefully everything will take place. So.
Exactly. Like you don't worry about it.
Right.
Yeah, I love that willing over ready. #, willing over ready.
Yes.
I like that. Yeah.
Sure.
Wow. So now the next morning, you get the call and
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, right? And then you go on the show, right?
So we really actually had no idea what was going to happen. We thought that because they were just telling us to send questions, that they were just going to shoot a question that we sent them,
Right.
and then Damon John was going to answer it. But they had gone to our website, as horrible as it was back then, and through the videos and the tweets and Facebook posts that John put up, they were able to kind of get a hint of our story. And they were like, we love your story. We want to do an entire segment. We're just like, huh? We thought it was going to be like a 15-second thing. And they were just
Right.
like, no, it's going to be a 3-minute segment. And we're just like, oh my God. They was like, yeah, so the
Right.
camera crew is going to be at your house at 10 a.m. It's like, it's already 7:30. And I'm just like, wait, what? Like, I had a
Wow.
job interview that day. To
Not
be
after
100%
that.
honest. No, I got fired my first day. But they were so proud. They was like, Kyra, we love you. We are so proud of you, but you can't work here. But we are proud of you. Keep
But you
going.
have all our support.
You got all of our support. I
We're
was
going to
like,
buy your products, girl.
it was so crazy.
I would have held y'all. Got to be my first order.
right. But no, they were super supportive. So I was like really happy about that. But then what happened? They came over.
They ended up shooting Kyra for about an hour or so.
Yeah.
But then they said,
John was packing our bags.
yeah, I was packing the back. They literally said, I told them, like, hey, the big secret is we're in Los Angeles. And they're just like, okay, that's all good. We'll fly
fine.
you out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. So we're like, oh, wow. So, like, can you be at the airport at, I think it was like 2.
It was like 2:00.
Yeah. And, anybody
everything
knows
was in
LAX.
20-minute gaps. Like from us
Right.
trying to get home to the airport, it was just like,
Were you like 3 o'clock?
Right. We almost missed the flight.
We
for
almost
sure.
missed both times, going there and leaving.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Flew out to New York, got to the hotel. It was nighttime. We were so amped up, so we're like, we can't go to
it's
sleep.
like
So
1
we
o'clock in the
ended up
morning.
walking around Times Square, and
Oh,
we see
gosh.
something being built, but we're not sure what it is. Something in the middle of it. Like, lo and behold, that was the stage for the segment we were going to do. We go on there the next day, and 5 a.m., Kyra goes, she does hair and makeup.
Hair and makeup.
I'm upstairs with the producer, and I'm sitting there, and I always tell the story. I'm sitting there, I'm looking downstairs at Kyra, right? So all of a sudden, the producer comes, he stands next to me. He says, "Yeah, are you with Kyra Shea Medleys?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay, cool." He's like, "You had a phone on you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got a phone. Is it a good phone?" Now I'm looking like, what? I'm like, "Yeah, it's decent."
Lying.
I was sure it was lying. That phone was horrible. But I was like, "Yeah, it's a decent phone." I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "All right, you'll see." And I was like, "Okay." And all of a sudden, the on-air light flashes. Kyra starts talking. They mention the name, and all of a sudden, the phone just starts going off. And our phone is connected to our cells in our store.
Wow.
So it's going off, and it's doing that almost over the course of like an hour and a half.
Wow.
Just strictly going off, but then it just stops, and I'm like, okay, well maybe my phone tapped out, right?
Right.
And then we actually go check the website.
Our website.
Yeah,
crashed.
it was too much traffic. It ended up
So
breaking
it
the website.
it shut your
literally, like,
website
crashed
down.
it.
Yeah,
Oh,
literally
crashed
crashed
it.
Yes.
for sure,
Oh my
for
God.
sure.
Wow.
And we didn't even have like our website. It was just trash. I can't explain it any other way but trash. And then the mobile site, which is super key in today's world,
Right.
you gotta have a mobile site that
Right.
works. If
Yeah.
your website don't work, who cares? The mobile
site
aspect of
has
that
to work.
needs to
Absolutely,
work.
because
Ours
everybody's on their
didn't.
phone.
Exactly.
Everybody's on their
They
phone.
were saying at least at that time about 70% of most orders come from online
right.
on their phone.
Mobile,
Right.
And our mobile site didn't work.
Oh,
So they said we
no.
probably missed a good 60 to 70% of our sales just because of that. And then the website also crashed multiple times.
Wow.
You guys asked if you could come back on the show.
Can we
Let's do this one more
again?
time.
One more
We ready
time.
now.
Wow,
I
but
mean,
what
it
a
was great.
but what a launch.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I
that
mean-
is like the ultimate launch. No matter how many crash, burn, fall off the side of the hill, who
Right,
cares?
right.
What a launch, right?
Yeah, I think we literally got all of our 2014 sales in like one day just from Good Morning America.
Wow.
You talk about God's intervention, divine
Right.
intervention. Lordy.
Wait, so when we come, well, you know what? This story is juicy. We're gonna take we are gonna go to break right now, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about everything else that is your brand. Oh my God. I'm Charline.
I'm God's gift. You over here at a loss for words, y'all.
And we'll be right back. And we're back on Lunch with the Finance Bunch, and we're on Dash Talk Radio, and we have John and Kyra in the studio. And so now we're talking about their most recent, or I should say, one of the things that catapulted them was their connection with Target. So I want-
Target, sorry. Target. They're fancy now.
They're fancy now. Okay, Target. Let's hear about how you got into that. How did you do that? Because that's retail big time.
And how y'all gonna get me in a Target? Let's start on that.
I just
We'll ask
wanna
that
be-
afterwards. though.
Okay.
So I think it was about like a year after we went on Good Morning America. John was like, "We need to just go to Target and pray." We're like, "Okay." So we took a jar, went into our closest Target, which was the Hawthorne one, and we kind of moved other people's product out the way, put our product on the shelf, snapped a picture of it really quickly. I was keeping watch while John took the picture, and then we went home. What you do? Put it on your computer screen. We just prayed about it, like, Lord, we want to go here. Help us get here.
Yeah.
You kind of got to see it before.
Of
course, you have to see it.
Visualization.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So then, literally a month later, one of my friends from LA Curly Girls, she had said there's an opportunity for us to learn about how to get into Target. I was like, oh, okay. There's like, but you got to apply for it. I was like, oh, okay, well, sure. So we ended up applying. They sent us over this, I guess like a small retail application, wanting to know what SKUs we had and our marketing. And it was almost like we were submitting a business plan to them when I think about it right now.
Right.
But it was like a small application. We actually did not know how to do all of it. We done like most of it. And then John went to our neighborhood Target, We found a manager. We asked her for help. She helped us.
Yeah.
And then we submitted it. And then I think it was maybe a week later or so, they had invited us to come in. But come to find out, we weren't learning about Target. We were going to pitch for Target. So,
wow.
Yes. So we had a week to put together a pitch deck. Me, John, and at this time now, Michael, his brother, came on. He was an investor. He came on as a teammate. We were literally putting together a pitch plan to go in. We ended up at a hotel in Santa Monica, super expensive hotel. Like I think $2,000 a night is what I saw when I was looking at it.
Wow.
And then we literally just had to go in, go hard or go home. You know, we had a Prezi presentation, which is like a Microsoft PowerPoint on steroids.
Right.
We put that together. We had our samples. It was crazy because even that was malfunctioning. But you know, you just got to do what you got to do.
That's right.
And utilize what is there. So we had a display. I had a sample tray with everything on there. I took it up to the ladies. They started grilling you with questions, literally that Shark Tank. What are your cost of goods? You know, how much are you selling this for? How much are you going to sell it to us for? You know, it was those kind of questions. And then in the middle of our presentation, they just kept saying, you guys are doing so well. We just love you guys. And we're just like, why? Like, we're doing horribly right now. But you know what? That's fine. And at the end of it, they literally kept saying that we love your story. We love your story. We love your story. We're like, okay, well, if they love our story, I guess we're fine. I think it was another week or 2 weeks later, they called us again. It was like, we love your story. We want to sell your products. And we're just like, wait,
wow.
what? So that is where the honing into retail. Target actually was our first retail experience, y'all. Yes, call us crazy. I believe you. We are. We ended up doing multiple phone call meetings with Target, their buyers, and then they actually partnered us with a broker called the Moscow Group. And from there on, we started to really try to understand retail. So literally, they were throwing out these acronyms like EDI and SKU and just things we had never heard of before. And while they were talking, I was Googling every one of those acronyms and writing it down because I was like, wait, what? So we had to kind of, you know, pretend like we knew what they were talking about while telling them, hey, we're still newbies. You know, we don't know everything that you're talking about. You have to break it down for us. And it doesn't hurt to ask. You know, if you don't know something, please ask. So that's where we started. So we ended up making sure that we had our insurance. All of our stuff was already trademarked. We were already a certified LLC. So we basically had a lot of our legal ducks in a row already. It was just a few
Get your
things
legal
that
ducks
we needed.
in a row, folks.
Yes, it's super important.
Right.
So it was just a couple of things that we had to have, like the EDI system, which is it's like computer to computer transactions. Target really don't want human connection. They want to talk to your computer. They want their computer to talk to your computer. So we had to get that set up.
Right.
That is a beast in itself, but it's doable. You know, other companies are doing it. You can do it too. So it took off from there, and then they placed their first order. Always meet your ship deadlines. Do not be late.
Do not miss.
Don't be tardy for the party.
Right. Exactly. So we got our orders out on the first day, and then it took off from there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now you went from in the kitchen,
South Central,
making your products, figuring out how to get a label that didn't run when water hit it,
right?
right, to now Target is like all over your stuff. Like they love you. You're in the stores.
Yeah.
Now, it had to be overwhelming, like you said.
Very much so.
And then you had to hit all these deadlines. Like, how many jars do you have to buy? How many labels do you have to get stuck on? Is there a conveyor belt now? Like,
Right. Literally.
Like, really, like, 25 people versus one person helping you package.
Yeah.
So you had to ramp up really quickly.
Yeah. And thank God, shout out to all of our family and friends who just showed up and showed out. They literally came out of the woodworks like, Kyra, what do you want us to do? How you want us to help us? And we had like literally assembly lines of 20 people making sure we got these orders out. So
that's what's up.
It went well.
Wow. So is it the local Targets?
Yeah.
Does each Target have its ability to bring in products, or does it have to be a nationwide thing? Because you know what I mean? Like, if they decide, okay, this is going into our stores, does it go in nationwide, or do they start in areas first?
Well, what Target started was a program called LA 25. So basically, they took their highest performing stores and they wanted to go ahead Amazon was encroaching on their space so much
As
that
they
they're
do
saying,
with everybody.
everything.
Right.
So they were saying we got to figure out a way how to make ourselves different. So they wanted to say that they were more invested in the community by taking local LA businesses and having them launch their businesses in those certain targets.
That's smart.
That's smart. That's
Exactly.
actually real smart.
So they chose 25 stores and they said, okay, well, we want to have local artisans, whatever you want to call it, and have their companies inside there. So that's how we kind of got placed inside of
Yeah, so it was like a localization program that they did. We actually didn't do all 25 stores. We asked them, could they give us a lower amount? Because we just had heard rumors of people who aren't able to meet demand, and it kills their brand's reputation.
Absolutely.
So if you know you can't handle something,
Don't do it.
say that.
Say that.
Right.
So
Right.
instead of 25, they gave us 17. We were able to handle that.
Right.
Okay, cool.
That's
that was
good.
crazy.
That's a really key point because in one of the books I read with TDJ's books, he said that he went to this woman and she made pies or something, and he wanted her to make this certain amount of whatever her item was. And she was like, yeah, I can do it. And then when he came to her with the full order, she could not do it.
Yeah.
And what that wind up doing was really killing her opportunity with him because she should have told him up front so he could have helped her build the momentum versus
Exactly.
failing miserably.
Right, because the last thing you
So-
want to see is stuff on back order forever.
Exactly.
Yeah, back order for me. I don't like back order.
No.
I want to come
and some
and
of
get
these stores
the,
will make you, like, if they have to back order your items or have to put them in the back, they'll make you buy them back.
Yeah.
Some of these stores will make you do that.
wow.
So
Wow, that's gangster.
yeah.
Did you say Matthew Gangster?
For real. Now I wanted to go to like a quick game portion before we have to get to break, and just some fun-filled questions. One of the questions I'm actually going to steal from the balance sheet that we do. And with this question, I'm going to scoot closer because we all friends and family here.
Yeah, brother.
So if you guys were to win $10 million, what would you guys do with the money and why?
10% first always goes to God. So,
Love that.
What church is this going to so I can make sure I'm there?
multiple churches. Well,
Amen.
I think it should go to multiple churches or at least organizations that are believers. Particularly for me, I would love it 50% of that, 10% to go to a scholarship program.
Dope.
These
Yes.
churches.
For sure. Okay, next question. For as a celebrity, if you could have, I'll ask one for male and one for women to use your product. Or I'll start with the women. You have the option of choosing Beyonce, Rihanna, or Janet Jackson. Who are you going with?
I'm going to be honest.
Beyonce.
Me
Hey,
too.
B, holla at your girl.
Beyonce buy dirt and it'd be the most popular thing
Yes.
tomorrow.
That lady, no matter what she does, it's everything.
Okay, now with the male, we got Donald Glover, Denzel Washington, or Kevin Hart.
Oh, I'd probably go with Donald Glover. I love his show Atlanta, so I'm a huge fan of it.
Yeah, same here. Shout out to Childish Gambino. Holla at your boy. And then if you guys were to go on a dream destination vacation, what are 3 things that you guys would bring with you that are mandatory?
Oh my God.
Hair and skincare products.
Absolutely.
Kyra's number 1.
Cha-ching.
Ching.
Right.
Money.
Cha-ching.
Number 3.
Me? I don't know. Might be.
All right, you guys are officially out the hot seat. Good answer.
Oh, so it's my turn?
It's your turn, Char.
Because I fought for this. You don't know. Before we went off the air, I had to squeeze this little bit of time out. But I mentioned at the top of the show that you guys have some great quotes, like right in between the beautiful pictures. And the question I want to ask you too is, who do you get to model? That's for your photos. Who models for your photos? What's that look like?
Yeah, well, I'll speak on it. Well, what we do, and this is maybe a social media trick, is that we feature other prominent natural hair influencers.
Yes.
But our biggest thing is that we try to find people who are up on the rise. We used to do macro influencing by getting people who have like 80,000.
Yeah.
But now I try to search for people who are at least 3,000 and below.
Okay.
Who have promising potential.
Nice.
And I find them, take the tip, and I find them by going ahead and typing like hashtag natural hair.
Yes.
And if you can find the top 9 posts, you know they already have virility in them because they're already top 9.
Right.
Out of those top 9, find the person who has the least amount of followers and then feature that person.
Right.
So then you can go ahead, build your brand with them. They're, oh my God, you guys feature this? So
Yeah.
they feel.
Grow with them.
Yeah, grow with them,
Right.
exactly. So that's just a little social media.
I love that because I love the photos. So now the quotes in between, they seem so personal, right? Because I don't know, they just seem personal. So one that I liked was the one, it says, "Don't judge my story by the chapter you're walking in."
Yeah.
And I think that's key. And I just want to know what that means to you, right? Because you've come so far. Right. And so to look at you now and you're so successful, but to see the girl who was on the bus, right, and trying to find hair care products, it just speaks so much to that. Yeah. So if you, what is your thought on that quote?
Yeah. Well, the quote is, "Don't judge me by the chapter you walked in on." And it's kind of the, don't judge a book by its cover. But in the sense, like, even like all my life, like when I got into UCLA, people immediately who did not know who I am thought I was like from Beverly Hills or, Bel Air. And I'm like, no, I am from South Central LA. Like, this is my community. This is my home. I represent it. But I'm just growing, and I will come back and I will help them. Right. Even in your business, they immediately think that, oh, they have all the money in the world. Right. And they are super successful and they know every celebrity and they can just make bunny rabbits come out of people's hats. Like, they immediately think that is what you can do once you give yourself a title. Right. CEO means that you are, who's the top CEO right now? Jeff Bezos. Right. It's like, no, I'm not Jeff Bezos. I'm trying to get to that level, but I'm not there yet. But it just really just means that look at the full story. And it's still up to me, as an entrepreneur, it's up to us to tell our story as well, so that you're not confused or just only going for what you think is the glittery item. Right. It's still up to us to be transparent about who we are, where we come from, and where we're trying to go.
I like that answer.
Just know that we didn't just get here. We weren't presented on a silver platter. We literally had to work our way up.
I love that. And I have one question for you, John. Your mind must arrive at your destination before your life does. Yeah. I love that one. And so could you kind of speak to that one a little bit?
I helped John write that, by the way.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Well, basically it alludes to kind of what we were talking about with Target when me and Kyra were sitting at the table. And it was, like I said, I literally saw her and she was sitting there and then things were going, like I said, we had a lot of success, Good Morning America, but then things kind of started going back down. Yeah. And it was one of those things where I was just sitting around. I said, you know what? Let's just go on a Target. Let's put our products on the shelf. Let's take this picture so that we can at least see
where you want to be
before we even get there.
I love that.
And even get yourself in that mind state. It's weird. Will Smith kind of talks about it, like the universe conspires.
That's right.
It moves out your way.
That's right.
To make those things happen. Yeah, The Alchemist. Yeah, exactly.
Our favorite book.
Yeah, so that's kind of where that quote came from.
Wow.
Faith it until you make it. Not fake it.
Faith it
until you make it.
I like that hashtag. Faith it till you make it.
Sure.
I love that. Now, I know where to find you because I'm your new stalker. But if other people want to be able to find you, find your products, know what targets you're in, and all of that, I'm sure that's on your website. Right. And so how do people follow you? How do they find your products? Because I got some for free.
And she's not sharing, by the way. I just want to clarify that.
I'm not. I'm gonna.
They came bearing gifts for the group, and one person is walking away with all the gifts.
No, I'm gonna look through, and if there's two of anything, then you can have one. But I want one.
It's a lie, ladies and gentlemen. The other one is gonna be for when she runs out. She just read up.
No, but she's going to tell us where I can buy them from. I want to support small business.
No, show me where I can buy them from because I have to buy her products. So thank you. Please do it for me.
Well, we're mostly online, so you can go to our website at KyrahSheaMedleys.com. We're also sold in a few local Targets in Los Angeles, as well as beauty supplies like The Girl K Valet and Urban Essentials. So please support. Yes. We have all of our locations on our website. And you can also find us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Kyrah Shea Medleys.
Ooh, I love it. So I have some original products she brought to me. Notice how we have.
Well, I'll be placing my order today, ladies and gentlemen. I did not get that luxury. No, but it's good. I definitely support the business. And one of the things that I absolutely love about the products too is I can actually read all the ingredients that are in it.
Right.
It's like when I read some of these other ones, I feel like I have to be like a chemist or a doctor or like I need like an encyclopedia and a dictionary to put it together to figure out what the hell am I putting in my skin and on my body. So and in my hair. So I tip my hat to you guys because you guys are absolutely amazing. So thank you. And you keep us smelling great.
Yeah, they smell so good. And I just want to thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
And sharing your story with us and sharing with our audience, You know, we are all small businesses, and I think the more that we do together
That's right.
to help, like you said, lift others, I think the better off we'll be. Small businesses create the most jobs, and people don't understand that, but they do. So we really need to support each other. And so whatever your small business is, do it to the best of your ability. And like the two of you said so brilliantly, not only see it, but faith your way to
Absolutely,
success, right? Get that picture out. Stick your item in wherever you want it to be. Take
Vision
that
board.
picture, put it on your vision board, and it will happen. Because like you said, the forces will come together to make sure it does. But the other thing you said that I love was be prepared.
Yes.
Don't just be sitting around waiting for your opportunity to
Right,
show
right,
up.
right.
And
Go
then you
get that
can't-
opportunity.
Right.
That's
that
right.
that and be prepared for it. Like if you have a business, sign up, do the things you need to do to make that business legitimate. Like you can't just keep, like not legitimizing your business,
Right,
you know, because when Target shows up, you got to be ready, right?
When the IRS shows up,
Right,
you got to
right.
be ready.
That part.
When the IRS shows up, you got to be ready because they're listening like Target is. So
For real.
that's amazing. I know you have something else you want to say, Matthew.
No, I'm just so excited that every day moving forward, I get to wake up and smell like buttercream. So
I know.
I want to thank you guys.
You're so
Those
welcome.
natural products, yeah. Because so many products have perfumes and have these dyes in them and also have, just things that are not good for us.
Right.
And we don't take the time in a lot of cases. Everyone's so busy. We don't take the time to educate ourselves.
Exactly.
And so I'm glad there's someone on the shelf that's looking out for us
Right.
because I appreciate it. Because guess what? In America, it's not necessary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? It's not. You can have some things in your products that just are not good and it's cool. So thank you for looking out for us.
Of course.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. And
I'm
if you
telling you.
can, if I can say, especially when babies are in the picture.
Yes, please.
Like we dare you to read the ingredients on the jars and bottles
Yes.
that you're purchasing.
Yes.
Don't be loyal to the brands. Be loyal to the ingredients.
That's right.
Absolutely.
I love that. Be loyal to the ingredients. We have so many nuggets, Matthew.
I'm telling you, I'm so excited that I'm going to be able to be wearing this stuff all the time. And then when people ask me what it is, I'm going to be like, I smell like God's gift.
Oh my goodness.
God's gift.
Okay, that's enough. Okay, so it's time to wrap, obviously, because Matthew's going on a Matthew tangent. I'm Charline. Who are you over
I
there?
love everybody. I just want to say that. God's gift.
And this is Lunch with the Finance Bunch on Dash Talk Radio. Thank you for listening. And you can find us on our social media.
At the Finance Bunch on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you name it. It's all at the
We're
Finance
all
Bunch.
there. So thank you for listening in, and we'll see you on Tuesday at noon. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Lunch with the Finance Bunch. I'm your host, Miss Charline, on Dash Talk Radio.
Tuesdays at noon. I'm God's gift.